Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing out there? I'm excited to jump on another live. Today we're talking about the best supplements for digestion for women 40 plus. And the reason I'm doing this little series is because I feel like there's more to just Googling. Now today we're going to Google that title. What are the best supplements for women 40 plus, specifically for digestion? And see what they say. I like to bust myths, or I'll help confirm what they are saying. So I hope you enjoy. If you're not sure who I am, my name is Drew Tadia, founder and CEO of True Form Life. For the past 20 years, we've been working with women to 40 plus, helping them increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. So if that's you, you're in the right place. I'm like, I feel like this is a good topic for us. Digestion is our wheelhouse. So let's dive in. These are usually a bit shorter than our longer. If you we also have a private Facebook group. So facebook.com/trueformlife, or you can send a DM or an email if you want to be accepted into that private group. If you are listening live or if you are watching the replay, you're more than welcome to ask questions. What's up, Dave? Um, anyways, let's get in here. Let's jump in and see what Google has to say. Okay, so I just typed in. You guys might try this on your own and see what you come up with. Depending on your search engine, you'll get different answers. But I just put what supplements for digestion are recommended for women over 40. So I get a bunch of ads popping up at the top. That isn't valid information because they're just paying to be at the top. This says best gut health supplement. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, this looks like it's AI. So for women over 40 to support digestion, consider supplements like probiotics, digestive enzymes, B vitamins, as well as fiber to support health and nutrient absorption. So I'm going to give you a rough overview of what I find, and then we'll dive in. I don't have any problems with that in particular. We move down the lines and we have magnesium, omega-3, calcium D, and vitamin B12. All right. What supplement should a woman in her 40s take? Calcium. I strongly disagree with that. I don't even know why that came up. Morning, Cheryl. Not sure why that came up when we're talking about digestion. Calcium certainly doesn't help with digestion. Let's see. What are the best supplements to help? Okay, we have peppermint oil. Okay, these are actually really good. I don't know why these come up as supplements. So peppermint oil is really good for digestion. Yeah, wouldn't have don't have a problem with that. We're a fan of essential oils, good quality ones. You could go to a cheap um, a cheap like Walmart and you find them for like 99 cents. I wouldn't use those, but I wouldn't use anything cheap, to be honest with you, like health wise. I wouldn't use any supplements. Um, I don't know, essential oils. What else is there? I try to stay away from the cheapest low quality kind of stuff, but that's just me. But we have chamomile tea is good. I don't know if it's specific for digestion, but it's good for sleep for sure. Ginger, great for digestion. Well, I guess you could supplement. I'm wondering like why is this in the supplement section? I guess you could supplement to get like a ginger tab or ginger pill, but I would suggest fresh ginger in tea. Oh, here's a nice combo: chamomile, peppermint tea with fresh ginger like ground in there. Ooh, that'd be lovely. Mm-hmm. Psyllium for fiber. Don't have a problem with that. Ground flax seeds. If you're gonna have flax seeds, they need to be ground. This is more food orientated, which is fine. And looks like Rhonda jumped in here and Mari jumped in here. Okay, best vitamins. Different B vitamins. I don't have a problem with B vitamins in particular, but I wouldn't suggest B vitamins for digestion in particular. Don't worry, I'm going to give you some of my suggestions here. I'm just I'm just giving you an overview what Google has to say. This is just a basic vitamin D deficiency for women over 40. Um, they're Google's in love with B vitamins. Nothing wrong with that, but these are just basics like what vitamins. It doesn't give us a whole lot of that's a bit unfortunate. Like so if someone were to Google this, what we're talking about here, I don't really get a whole lot of great information. Certainly not specific to what I'm asking. It's giving me a general overview, like calcium, vitamin D, B vitamins. This one's here is interesting. Vitamin E and K. It says what vitamins should you not mix vitamin D with. This is super disappointing. I thought Google would have something more for you guys. So let me take a step back, and then I'll help answer some questions for you. So if you look at women over 40, like they are going through menopausal type of symptoms. Usually that's like a menno belly. And if I could screen share, I would show you some of the results that we've seen from our ladies. And some of them haven't lost like 30, 40, 50 pounds. They've lost like 10 or 15 pounds. But their bloat, like their belly bloat, their menno belly, like shrinks down, and it's actually incredible to see. So if you're looking at supplements for digestion in particular, I'd have to say activated charcoal is on the top of my list just because of the benefits that we've seen. And that's not to say with in particular, our members, our clients, they do more. They're exercising, they're active. We work on sleep habits with them. Um, we work on nutrition and then supplementation. But without question, activated charcoal always comes back as um, one of the most commented supplements we have. And then you can match that up with our liquid magnesium. So our liquid magnesium is our best-selling product. It's our all-star product. And that one, like, so magnesium in general is great for digestion. So there's different forms of magnesium. I'm not going to get into all of that today, but magnesium in particular is a relaxant. So most times, like, it relaxes your muscles, it relaxes restless legs, it relaxes your digestion so you can have proper bowel movements. There's many different benefits to magnesium in particular, but without question, having magnesium, like a good quality magnesium. So a lot of times people come to us and like, oh, I've been taking magnesium for years, like don't really notice much. And then they take our liquid magnesium, they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that magnesium is supposed to work this way. So you have to look at quality, you have to look at the ingredients. There's a bit more to it than just going to the pharmacy or Costco or Popeyes. I don't know. I guess there's Supplement King there. I don't know if Popeyes is still around or Supplement King bought them. Anyway, same quality, same types of supplements is usually um, bombarded with low quality ingredients. That's just the facts of it. I'm sure those people that love those stores aren't going to appreciate that comment, but that's just how it is. So reading ingredients and making sure you're getting good quality is super important with all supplements in general. I like the idea of prebiotics or probiotics, digestive enzymes. That's all fantastic. So those are definitely something to look into. I'm a big fan of fermented foods. So you could look at miso, kombucha, raw sauerkraut, um, kimchi is slipping my mind. It's one of my favorites. There's a number of different fermented foods that act as or have living bacteria that help improve your gut microbiome, and that also helps improve menopausal symptoms. We have some of our members that say their menopausal symptoms are almost completely gone. And the first thing that we do is, well, we increase their metabolism, we work on their gut bacteria to help improve digestion, we reduce that menno belly and that bloat, and they start to burn body fat and feel great, increase confidence, more energy. There's so much to it, but it starts out with the very basics, and sometimes it's not always directly the scale. It could be other benefits that you're finding that we try to continue to remind our members about, because it's really difficult when everything is focused on just the scale. Shell says Rhonda has, or I don't know where to get Rhonda from. I guess Rhonda might be watching. Popeyes has mostly protein powders. Thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate that. Um, I've been so detached from that world for a long time, but I used to be in that world. Like, that's where I got into supplementation, and that was over 20 years ago. I was in my dorm room making supplements, if you could imagine. I was reading ingredients. I was seeing if I could piece together my own little concoctions. And that's how I got into supplementations. And it's just grown to a full-on business, which we're super grateful for. But I used to know like I used to know every company, every product. I would know not so much about their ingredients because once I got into their ingredients, I stopped using their products. But I used to have a whole tackle box full of low quality supplements. And they told us, oh, get as much supplements as you can, get as much protein as you can. They didn't talk about the sources or ingredients or quality or anything like that. And I dealt with my own health issues for years. If you haven't heard this story, I'll just tell it briefly. But I played both collegiate and then professional baseball, and I was a large individual. I was like 210, 215 pounds of muscle, 8 stacks of protein and steaks, and didn't think much about digestion or health. And I was irritable, I was moody, I didn't sleep, I was like immobile, I was prone to injury. I dealt with all kinds of nonsense. And then I started to clean up my diet. I started to look at ingredients. I started to use proper supplementation. And that's when my life and health really changed. And that's where I became passionate about helping others learn about this. So I've been doing supplementation for a very long time. I think that probably separates us quite a bit from, you have like a conventional personal trainer who usually knows just exercise, lacks nutrition and supplementation. And the next level is those types of trainers or coaches that know nutrition, and then exercise. And then if you level up, I think it's really hard to find the triple threat of a coach that knows supplementation really well. Nutrition on a deep level, including digestion, gut microbiome, etc. And then different forms of exercise. Let's see. Love activated charcoal, but recently I've been told it can interfere with other medications. Supplements you may be taking actually clear them out. Do you know if there's a... Yes, there's truth to that, 100%. I don't get into the medication world. That's not really my jam. You should talk to a doctor if you want to learn about medication. They specialize in that and probably only that. I would suggest taking activated charcoal separate from anything, including medication or other supplementations or other supplements. So we suggest taking activated charcoal on an empty stomach right before bed to help clear out any toxins that were consumed that day. I wouldn't match up activated charcoal with food or good quality food that you should be consuming, or supplements, because it'll absorb some of those nutrients that you want. That doesn't mean it's a bad product or you shouldn't be consuming it. Side note, I don't say this very often, certainly not on a public forum, but I went through a stint of a couple year chronic back pain, and I was constipated, and I was a very terrible state of mind and being. I've never experienced anything like that before. I actually took activated charcoal with my medication. I am not recommending that. You should probably not do that, or you should definitely talk to your doctor. But I did that personally because my digestion was so terrible from the medication that it helped with bowel movements and getting myself situated in a proper state. But that's something that if you guys are on medication, you got to talk to your doctor about it. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. I can't really speak much about that. I can only share my own experiences. Let's say other reasons to take activated charcoal is if you're drinking alcohol, it'll help absorb the alcohol. If you are eating deep fried foods, like if you're going out for wing night with beers or wine, I would suggest taking activated charcoal before, possibly after. But I wouldn't have it with like a breakfast or with the other supplements. That's certainly not a recommend. But thanks so much for bringing that up. It's really a good point. Sometimes, well, each topic, I suppose I could dive in deeply on each one. We have full hour trainings on every one of our recommended supplements. So I explain more in our private group that way. So if anyone's interested in learning more about each of these that I'm recommending, I'm pretty sure almost all of them I talk more in depth on. So I mentioned activated charcoal, then I mentioned magnesium, good quality magnesium. Collagen is a really good one, a really good supplement. You could a number of different health benefits. It's a good source of protein, so it's a protein. Amino acids are building blocks of protein, but digestion in particular, collagen can help the gut lining. Like collagen will help make things more elastic or more thicker. Like our skin becomes thinner and more wrinkly. Of course, collagen can help with that. A lot of people take it for aesthetic purposes, which is fine, but more particularly collagen with for bone health, joint health, etc. But in particular, collagen helps with improving your digestion and improving your gut lining. And a lot of people have leaky gut syndrome and don't even know it. So proper supplementation in a well-rounded way will help in many different areas because a lot of times people aren't even problem aware. I'll give you a quick example. I'll talk to someone about sleep habits, and they'll say, "Well, I sleep 5 or 6 hours a night." Maybe that's probably a stretch. They'll say I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, and I'm like, "Well, how long have you been doing that for?" Like, "Oh, I've been doing that like my whole life. I never really slept. Been doing that for 20 years plus, right?" And I'll say, "Well, how do you know what it's like to sleep 7 hours a night, like 6, 7, maybe 8 hours a night?" And they blank stare. I just know that won't work out for me, right? That's someone that's not problem aware and doesn't realize the benefits of a proper sleep cycle and REM sleep and all the benefits of healing, resting, detoxing, mental clarity. So, at any rate, not sure if that was helpful, but and that said, good morning. So those are the ones that I would recommend. So just to recap quickly, I would look at magnesium. Thank you. Taking it at bedtime is a great idea. Yes, certainly. Right, but we actually recommend taking like having a bottle or caps right on your nightstand, and then taking your charcoal right, like literally right before bed. But that's you have to grain of salt, right? Like everyone's different. And then I hear from some people that say, "Well, I have to take medication right before bed." Well, then we have to work at a different time where there's a 2 to 3 hour span that works in your lifestyle to add that into your daily regimen. Just to wrap up, activated charcoal to help with digestion. Magnesium, liquid magnesium, good quality magnesium, definitely help with digestion. And then we can look at probiotics. You could look at digestive enzymes, probiotics. I would suggest food in particular, like the ones that I mentioned earlier. And collagen is another good one for improving gut lining. I'm not sure if it's gut microbiome in particular, but improving digestion as a whole would be a good idea to add some form of collagen. You could look at bone broth. You could look at a organic or like a powdered collagen. There's a number of different types of collagens you could go down, but that's those are my recommendations. So hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I will answer them after. And then we have our new product launch coming up Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We are not doing that as a live. We're doing that as a Zoom link, so you need to sign up. That's at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday night. That is April 9th, tomorrow, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching the replay today. We'd love for you guys to join us. We do have giveaways. We have 3 giveaways in particular. Only people that are there are going to be eligible for the giveaways. We're going to have a product special. Every time we do a product launch, we have a product special that's only available for those people that are going to be there live at the launch, and it'll be available for that night only. If you can't make it that night, we're going to send you the replay, and you'll still have an opportunity to take advantage of an early bird special. It's just not. There'll be a limited time for that as well if you're watching the replay, but that's not going to be as good as what you're going to get offered for if you want to be there live. And that's going to be fun. I'm going to talk about the product in particular. Sometimes I think our audience likes to know behind the scenes of what we do and how we do it. I feel like we're a bit unique. Usually supplement companies are huge. We're a smaller, we've got like 5 people working with us as employees and subcontractors, and we work through being open, honest, ethical, which I think is very rare in the certainly in the supplement industry, in the health industry maybe in general. But we're going to talk about what it took to bring it in, where it came from, the challenges I went through, and then the benefits of it. and then how to use it, etc. So should be a fun night. We'll have a great time. So hopefully you can join us, and if not, sign up so you can grab the replay. And then if you want that link, comment below, and we'll send that link over. Sound good? Have a great day, everyone, and we will catch you soon. Bye, everyone.